We are back, and I'm back, and I'm in
yeah.
Yeah.
From the multiverse.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Twitching UpStream. Absolutely my favorite show where sometimes I can see Dylan and sometimes I can't. It's like looking at him through some weird kaleidoscope. I like it. I don't know how he's doing that. We're in the same studio.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's that studio?
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, show. Twitching UpStream. Great show. Every Tuesday. This is an offshoot of another show that we have called Talking UpStream, which is going to be coming back pretty soon. We started getting our emails in.
Yeah.
But people wanting to do our interview.
Thousands of people.
Yeah. I just keep saying the same one thousands of times.
Beating down the door right now. I can hear them.
I muffled it.
With the noise cancellation.
Yeah, it's a different tool.
Yes.
Anyway, what we do in Talking UpStream is we talk to different creators who make different things, like books and movies. If you see the movie Pixel, we talk to that guy.
Yeah.
If you see the movie Faculty, we talk to those guys. And what we do is we talk to them about their creation process, how they get from stupid idea to paper to screen. And then we pitch them an idea, and then together we make something weird. What we thought about doing was either continuing that, non-stop making other things over and over. Your camera's so cool. But we decided to take some time, work on some of these projects because they are cool. We wanted to show people how we make that and then how we turn those into podcasts or whatever it is that we can make. So that's what we've been doing. Last week, if you've been catching up, we have finished this really cool idea that we're still calling complex paranoia. And it's about the idea of somebody who creates a device that can read thoughts. And while they're at a party, it turns out that their device picked up that somebody murdered somebody. Which I think is. Would you say out of all the things that we've created, all 7,000 ideas we've come up with, is murder one of the top like themes to them?
Yes. Yeah. People get murdered is a great start to a story.
It is such a good like meet cute.
No.
So before we get to
MEAT.
Yeah, fresh meat cute, real sweet, sweet. Anyway, before we get to the creation process, I always have some weird nerd stuff that I want to throw past. We're not going to spoil Spider-Man. I've seen it a couple times now.
Spider-Man's in it.
Spider-Man's in it.
Spider-Man is in it.
Don't say which Spider-Man's in it.
Don't say which Spider-Man's in
trouble. NBC is all over.
Right. Over us right
now. Anyway, I do think that I'm a big fan of the newest Spider-Man movie. I think it's great. We were talking about it before the show started, and I have to say that as far as tackling nostalgia, tackling superheroes, tackling toxic masculinity, I think this is a very, very good movie. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie. I don't think it's the best Marvel movie. No, it's definitely
in recent memory, it's my favorite MCU product. In recent memory, since Infinity War.
Yeah, I was gonna say Infinity War is way better. I'm gonna say Guardians 1 is still better.
Sure.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna fight that.
It's a very good movie. But I do like the depth and how dark it is. I like everything about it.
It definitely doesn't. It doesn't do that Marvel thing that I really dislike, where you'll have a heartfelt moment and someone butts in with a quip.
Yep.
It lets the characters have their pathos.
Yep.
Which I really I kept waiting.
I
kept waiting. A character delivery of a line where they have a serious, sincere moment. Kept expecting like Ned to jump in, or MJ, or someone to come in and be like, "Hey, waka waka."
Yeah.
But it lets characters breathe.
Yeah, like there was a couple moments where it lingers, and you're like, "This is tough. I don't know how they're going to deal with it." And Spider-Man hangs out in there. So yeah, definitely go check it out. It is weird to think that this is fan service when it comes down to people paying billions of dollars to see it. But either way, I've spent a lot of money on it already, so whatever. All right, so a bit of nerd news that I want to throw at Dylan today is the number 42. Now, the number 42 obviously is
huge
in the nerd realm. Like, it is just a nerdy thing to do to pop 42 things. And it all stems back mostly, I guess, pop culturally, it stems back to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Douglas Adams wanted to codify it as an important number.
Yeah. And it's because, they built this computer to devise what the answer to the ultimate question. The computer comes out with the number 42, and they don't know what this number means, but they do know that 42. Obviously,
and they don't know what this number means, but they do know that obviously.
So I started doing just some research on 42 to see like what that was and why that was, and I kind of thought about like what that was and why that was. Where I call it the answer's 42, and then every episode is a different cool thing. Every episode is a different cool thing. Weird facts about 42, actually, if that's okay. Some weird facts about 42, actually, if that's okay. So. Let's see. Let's see. The answer to this is very simple. Like, the answer to this is very simple. It had to be a number. It was an ordinary smallish number. I had to choose one. This is exactly what Douglas Adams said. Binary representations based on Tibetan monks are all complete nonsense. I sat at my desk, stared in the garden, and thought 42 will do. I typed it. That's all Douglas Adams ever said. Even though Douglas Adams has said that this is the reason. No reason whatsoever. Arbitrary number. A lot of people really broke this down. Now, I don't know if you know some of these. Number one, in the book, Arthur's made of the fact that the question lies within him, since his brain was a part of the program, made up the Earth. So he uses random methods to gather the question. The question ends up being, what do you get when you multiply 6 by 9? Well, if the answer is 42, this is only true in base 13. So there was the idea of base 13. Now, 42 is not the answer to life at all. It's the answer to the ultimate question. That's, a lot of people get that wrong. They think it's like
life, universe, and everything. Right. Life phrase a lot of people use. The phrase a lot of people use.
Now, I don't know if you know there are 42 U.S. gallons in a barrel of oil. Which, if you think about ultimate everything, 42 is the atomic number of molybdenum, which is also the 42 molybdenum, which is the 42nd most abundant element.
Molybdenum.
Molybdenum. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was released in 2019, 42 years after the original. So
I don't want to live in a universe where the Rise of Skywalker is the answer to the question.
Buzz Lightyear's ship is number 42. Elvis Presley King was 42 when he was abducted by aliens.
Sure.
Cricket, the game, has 42 laws.
British.
If you look at the alphabet, the letter M is number 13, and A is number 1. The letter T is number 20, and the letter H is number 8. And if you add those up together, math is 42. In Egyptian mythology, there are 42 questions asked of persons making their journey through death. So that's pretty Hitchhiker's Guide. I don't know if you know this because we're both nerds, but if you get two, like a pair of dice, total number of dots, 42. 4 in Japanese is shi, and 2 in Japanese is ni. Shini means death in Japanese.
All right.
Therefore, the answer to life is death. If you played the word, the meaning of life in Scramble, you'd get 42 points.
Scrabble.
not Scrabble or Scramble. Scramble. Oh, that's that fake version of Scrabble I've been working on.
Where all the letters are backwards.
Actually, 42 is encoded in the number of the beast, which is 6 times 6 plus 6.
Hail Satan.
Yeah, notice as well the 2 crosses in there, the crooked cross and the straight cross.
Sure.
The meaning of life is 42 or 4-2, FOR2.
Okay.
So the meaning of life is love or a significant number. I've also heard about the suggestions about Adam's intentions. Is that you?
No.
All right, well, there's a weird chiming going on.
Yeah, something's chiming.
Exactly what that is. Die Hard with a Vengeance. One of the puzzles that Bruce Willis has to solve is what is 21 out of 42? At the time of the film's release, it had been there were 42 presidents. 21st American President Chester A. Arthur is the name of the school where the bomb is placed. In addition, the temperature of the cooling equipment of the bomb is stored at 42 degrees.
Sure, why not?
The optimal angle for white light to refract through water and thus form a rainbow is between 40.89 and 42 degrees. So the answer to life and everything is a rainbow, possibly. Two physical constants in the universe are the speed of light and the diameter of a proton. It takes light 10 to the minus 42nd power seconds to cross the diameter of a proton. Think about that. And let's see. Also, there's a big thing about ASC 242, which is in old coding. Type in a star. That was 42, and a star in the Mac computer is whatever you want it to be. So the answer to universe is your idea. Also, Jackie Robinson made the number so famous that 42 is actually retired from all baseball teams. I don't know if you know that. Actually retired from all baseball teams. Lewis Carroll, who's also a mathematician, had a fascination with the number. Rule 42 in Alice in Wonderland states all persons more than a mile high can leave the court. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but that's what it is.
If you're very tall, the rules don't apply.
Or they only apply.
I'm into that.
Also, in the original book of Alice in Wonderland, there are exactly 42 illustrations.
Curious.
In Finding Nemo, Dory and Marlin are on a mission to find 42 Wallaby Way.
Sure.
To find Nemo.
So good dentistry is the answer to life.
Or the ultimate question. At least make an appointment for dentistry, yeah. In the TV show Lost, it's the last number in the off-to-reference number sequence 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Number 42 plays an important role and pops up repeatedly through the series. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of 42s. There's an episode of Doctor Who called 42, in which the Doctor has exactly 42 minutes to rescue his crew before his spaceship goes hurtling into the sun.
Does he?
Of course.
Okay.
In the series Supernatural, the episode Inside Man features a door labeled 42 that leads to the gate of heaven. In Coldplay's Viva La Vida, or Death, and all of his friends, there's a song called 42 about life and death.
They got sued by Carlos Santana for that song. Well,
Santana does not own the Spanish language, but also near does
Spanish? Pretty sure it's Latin or Italian. Viva La Vida?
Living La Vida Loca?
I don't think I'm living La Vida.
Okay.
Living La Viva La Vida.
And Risk, the famous board game, has exactly 42 territories. So there's probably something in number 42. I don't know if anybody cares about that. I'm sure Dylan doesn't. But
I can't help but think that if he had chosen a different number in the same range, we would be listing off a different list of convenient coincidences featuring that number.
Well, how about this? Why don't you give me some random number, and then I'll see if I come up with the exact same amount of facts.
51.
51. All right. Well, tune in next week to see if I can come up with 51 facts about the number 51. Cool. And if so, that means that 42 means nothing. And
the universe, life, and everything is meaningless and without purpose.
Yep. Or at least it's just not 42. So figure it out.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
All right. So we're going to get into the content creation part of this. And I'm going to let Dylan kind of talk about Scott Curtis, weird 80s depictions of police, and a random conversation at work. So go ahead and take it away, Mr. Bull.
So a little while ago in one of our episodes of Talking UpStream, we featured a podcaster, Scott Curtis of Behind the Bits podcast, comedian, very funny guy. And the idea we brought to the table that episode was something that a friend of mine at work had pitched. He came to me with like a two-line idea. A movie about a cop that gets possessed by a demon, and the tagline is "Possession is 9/10 of the law." It's called Deadbeat. I loved it. He gave me permission to have it. I brought it to the show. Scott Curtis chose it because he has great taste. And we spent the episode just designing this kind of like idea of a beat cop who gets possessed by an ancient demon, uses those demon powers to fight crime. It becomes too much for him to deal with, and of course has to get exercised or at least cleansed. Yeah. So we're going to spend this episode and the next few episodes.
I'm trying to figure this echo out.
Oh, really?
I think it's my weird headphone thing.
It might be, or it might be the fact that I didn't have my stream muted from my laptop. Let me know how the echo is right now that I muted myself.
I tell you. Well, let's get that off of there.
I am broadcasting from the abyss.
Yeah.
We're talking about 80s-ish.
Yeah.
And you can see on my abyss, we have purple and we have blue. Commonly referred to nowadays as bisexual lighting. If you've ever heard that term.
I haven't.
Purple and blue because those are colors on like the bisexual pride flag, and that a lot of movies recently have been using that kind of like aesthetic. Apparently that has become kind of the internet term for lighting, which yeah, professional, I suppose. I broke Zack. So
the guy who had 4 different volumes going at once.
2.
Oh, sorry.
Were you not muted either?
I don't think so.
Oh, cool. So we had 4 mics running on one podcast.
It's probably your fault.
It was probably me because it stopped the minute I muted myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Deadbeat because Deadbeat is a fantastic idea.
Hell yeah.
So here's our doc. This is the doc we're going to be working on for the next few weeks. This is drawn directly from the doc we made at the end of the episode. And I'm going to run through a very basic kind of outline of what we had. We follow Craig. He's got a significant other named Shania. They're saving up to, like, they want to marry each other, but he has to prove that he is financially solid. They have to get, like, a place together, etc. Shania works at the radio. She's like a radio host or something.
Yeah.
And there's an upcoming exhibition at the Chicago Museum of an ancient ancient culture tablets. We're doing that thing. Sumer is the classic. I think it's Ghostbusters kind of popularized that as the one where if you have an old demon, they're Sumerian. Sumerian, Babylonian, something about old world.
Something, yeah.
Square pyramids, a lot of gold, etc. Craig is involved in a bust on the docks where he gets possessed by the demon that inhabits the tablet.
Oh yeah.
He has a partner, a mentor. They are secretly both in on a plot to get the demon in the tablet into a religious leader so that religious leader can use those demon powers to nefarious ends. Yeah. We didn't come up with anything specific. It's just that having this demon power makes you better at doing what you're doing. So he wants it. I think it was Brother Jeremiah. I think Jeremiah was the name of the bad guy. There is a band named Nightshade Table. I am pulling from a lot of different sources, so I'm a little scatterbrained right now.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know. So Nightshade Table, the metal band, has written an album about this ancient culture, and they are playing it, which coincides with them reciting words from the ancient tablet while the main character is looking at it, which leads to him getting possessed by the demon.
So, while we're playing, it brings up a good point. Which is greater, Gozerians or Kardashians?
Kardashians?
Oh, Kandarians.
Kandarian from
no, that's Titans. That's where that's where Starfire's from.
Okay, yes.
She's a Kandarian.
Starfire?
Mm-hmm.
Starfighter.
No.
Starfighter?
No, there's only one of them left.
Starkiller.
Starkiller?
Yeah.
No.
No?
That's a base.
Okay.
Yeah. Like home.
Anyway. Oof, man. At some point someone's going to tell us we're not nearly as funny as we think we are, and they're going to be incorrect.
They have to watch first to tell us that.
Nobody's as funny as I think I am.
Nobody's as funny as you think you are as well.
Yeah. Yes. So the main character gets possessed by a demon. He thinks something weird is going on. So Kandarians are the origin of the Deadites. Yeah, it's from Evil Dead.
Yeah, no, I was kidding.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the Kardashians.
Oh, okay. The main character meets up with an EMT named Michael because he's secretly an angel, spoiler alert, who tells him, hey, you're fine, get some rest, take care of yourself, etc.
Yeah.
Goes home, he has some demonic powers. The partner who is working with a cult gets the tablet out of the evidence room, takes it to the bad guy. They try to do a ritual to implant the demon into the religious leader. Doesn't work because the demon is no longer in the tablet. They realize he is probably inside his buddy.
Oh, yeah.
They raid his apartment, and the main character kills them, or at least fights them off because he has demon powers now.
Yeah.
The demon has its own kind of external goals to open up a gate to hell or something. It's got demon goals.
Yeah.
It's this is not Venom. But we see that the girlfriend's best friend is very religious. She tries to get him exercised in a church. It doesn't go well, and she gets crushed by a crucifix as it falls on her, which is great, which is going to be such a great scene to watch in theaters because this movie's getting made. The cop realizes that these demon powers that have helped him fight crime, a la RoboCop, might not be as great as they seem. Fights to try and get the demon out of his body, and the demon's like, cool, if you leave, then I'm going to stop keeping you alive from all these injuries you've racked up. Goes to the mentor to try and get some help, realizes the mentor is part of the cult, captures him, takes him to the church to get him exorcised. The cult tries to exorcise the demon. The cop keeps it inside his body and ends up burning the megachurch down. Partner is killed, but Craig is the name of the main character, by the way, which I had not elaborated on.
Craig
was the name we came up with.
For the deadbeat cop?
Yes.
Craig.
Right. We don't have to keep it.
That's fine.
Well, because we had Craig and we had Carl for the partner, so one of those names needs to be changed.
I don't like Craig a whole lot.
Yeah,
but I guess it could be a name.
Character.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this. And so yeah, he gets the tablet back from the cult, takes it to his girlfriend's place, realizes that it is the lyrics to the song which are on the tablet, so they play it backwards, which draws the demon out of his body and puts it back in the tablet. The EMT shows up miraculously because, remember, they're an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Craig wakes up in the hospital. Cult leader's still out there because he wasn't killed, but the cop is going to bring down the cult using legal means. Maybe.
I love it.
The little final stinger scene before the credits roll is the tablet in the museum. You see the janitor listening to Nightshade Table on his Walkman, and then the letters on the tablet glow red, and then the credits roll.
Hell yeah.
Deadbeat outline.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And like always, if you're watching this and you have a suggestion for us or think that one of our paths is incorrect, let us know. Throw it in the comments. We will try. Sometimes you might have to give StreamYard access to something to whatever for us to comment, but who cares?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have this really cool idea for 80s style police action buddy cop sci-fi demonic
supernatural action movie.
Yeah.
RoboCop with a demon instead of a robot.
I like it.
Yeah.
It. All right. So now when making any of these stories, when we come up with any of these ideas, Dylan breaks it down into beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plot beats. Now, I guess one of the first things we got to figure out is what is the best media for this? What do you think would make
this is a movie? Just
a straight up.
I think this is just a straight up theatrical movie, or whatever we can make.
Like a TBS late night movie. Red Flanagan says, "Is there a connection between Nightshade Table and the glowing? It might be cool if the metal band had some chanting that triggered the awakening of the tablet."
There is. In what we had was that it was a project collaboration between the museum and the band, where the band wrote an album based on the discoveries that this project team had made about this culture.
Yep.
And so the song that is the lead single off the album uses words from the tablet, which wind up being the trigger phrase without anybody really being aware of it. So yes, in this case, the metal is inextricably linked to Satan, not Satan, different demon.
Yeah.
When we say demon in this context, we mean kind of the classic spirit of air, spirit of intellect with malicious intent.
Yeah.
It's a non-Judeo-Christian being of some sort of power that can possess people and is enslaved to some kind of vice.
Yeah, I like that.
In this case, the vice is probably going to be violence. But we can do whatever we want because it's the 80s, and a lot of coke was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want our character to start doing coke, but
well, let's see if we can get any kind of ad money from Pepsi first.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a movie. I think that's cool. I think if we kind of have this in like an 80s style real almost made for TV kind of crappy movie. I think that's
we're
cool.
definitely not going to miss the boat on the 80s nostalgia. By the time this is written, it'll all be about the 90s, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Everybody's wearing that jazz purple and blue pattern.
Yeah, and their skids pants.
Yeah, frosted tips.
Oh, dude, best time. Super small glasses. Remember when those sunglasses were like real super thin? It was so cool.
And then we replaced them with the window shade glasses thanks to Kanye.
Yeah. I was talking about weird 90s style the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the trend of Looney Tunes characters wearing their clothes backwards?
Not backwards, but I remember gangster cartoon characters where it was like, it
was like Taz wearing like droopy pants.
Yeah, with the hat.
Yeah, but for some reason, I remember having some of this where like Bugs Bunny was wearing his pants backwards, and I think that was a fad from Criss Cross. So what we got to do is we got to set the stage here. So we have this 80s weird, thriller kind of thing. Now we have to hop into an action scene pretty quickly.
Yeah,
that's how these things start. Now the action scene is either like a car chase. I know that they get to the docks, right? But we have to get something that's going to get us to the docks.
Yeah,
while also giving a subtle exposition of what kind of cop this is.
Yeah.
Now, does this cop have a partner?
Yes.
Like there are two cops in a car.
Yes.
Okay, and it's Carl and Craig.
And it is at least we can at least keep
have the same last name.
We can at least keep Carl.
Right.
I think Carl is a fitting name for a partner who ultimately betrays him.
Yeah.
Because we find out that Carl, ultimately the cops have a lot of infiltration from the cult. So both his partner and his mentor are members of this cult.
Okay. So Carl and main character
Mike for MC.
We already have a Mike in here for some
reason. Do we?
Yeah, Michael the EMT.
Oh yeah, because he's an angel.
We got the stupidest names in here. We weren't very clever with our naming back then.
I mean, I think
in the 2020s, we weren't that clever with our naming. But seriously, once 2021 came up, we're like,
that's true.
Yeah.
Life's too short to use stupid character names.
Yeah, like Michael. What a stupid name.
I like a lot of these because they're 80s.
Oh, that's true.
Shania, I think, is a good girlfriend name.
Shania is a good name. Yeah, I agree with
that. My lingering crush on Shania Twain.
It's true.
Christ Cross.
You could throw in some kind of reference. Christ Cross, who wears Link. Oh God. Okay. I like that. He sold in 25-cent machines. Oh yeah, dude, I like that. Yeah. Those little homies. I have so many of those.
I got a few of them.
I have 3 actually.
I had a friend who got me like 4 or 5 of them for my birthday one year.
Yeah.
Back in like middle school. I don't know where they wound up.
It's hard to like describe. Like I know what they are, but it's hard to describe those to people. It's like, what are those? Like other homies. Like what? Yeah, but what are they? It's like, oh, they're Latinx stereotypes of people.
They are, yeah,
right. That's
that's it.
They're just stereotypical.
They're low. They're lower class, like urban. People.
But they're friendly, I think. They're homies.
I think they're homies.
Yeah, they're homies. All right,
little homies.
now we have this. This thing is starting out with a car chase. I think that's
sure.
I think it's a really cool way to open. Like it opens with high action.
Yeah.
And then we probably have like one of those stupid sentences like why are we chasing him? You know that the captain said if we get one more
what if we start and literally the first shot is the two of them in their car.
Yeah.
And then a car and it's the middle of the night and they're near the docks and a car pulls out from the docks and just speeds down the road way too fast and they're just like, oh, wrap up their burritos.
They spill the coffee on
them. Yeah.
Sure. Very classic.
Cars. Okay. Start at night.
Yeah.
A car speeds away from the docks.
Maybe these guys are doing like a fake stakeout.
MCs on stakeout. Give chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this car is cultists with the tablet in the back seat.
Yeah, and they're trying to get it to the docks before like the boat leaves or something. Right?
I think they took it from a shipment into the city because it's going to the museum.
Oh, I thought something happens and we got to end up at the docks.
That's where we started because the tablet comes in on a ship, and then it was going from the ship to the museum.
Okay.
So this is the cultists have stolen it off of the ship and are trying to get it to the megachurch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and they're speeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Why?
Do we want bumbling cultists as the people in the car?
I don't know about bumbling cultists.
There needs to be a reason for the cops to give chase.
Well, I understand that. So yeah, obviously there's like a timing thing. I guess it really doesn't matter. Maybe they're scouting out the docks.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, there's supposed to be some drug shipment, and then we see like these guys, and they go, well, they're not. What
cops
are they
are
doing?
profiling.
Well, yeah, they're
Yeah,
cultists.
they're cops. Oh, wait.
They're 80s cops.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we should probably stop and frisk these guys. They look like that's so good.
Start at night. The two MCs are
Well, you know, like in 80s action movies, there's a lot of weird exposition. There's a lot of weird, like, hey, we got this tip that there's a big drug bust coming, or not drug bust, but drug shipment. And these two guys are like, hey, if we get this big bust, we get this collar, we can finally make detective or whatever a cop's always trying to do.
Yeah, make detective.
Yeah.
Well, his partner is part of the cult, so his partner could be there as a fail-safe in case the cultists don't get it.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe the partner gave him a fake tip to put him on the other side of the docks.
And then somehow the cultists screw up and go that direction anyway.
Or he's like, there's nothing happening over here. I'm going to go smoke a cig. And then he sees people or hears something. He goes, hey, what's going on over here? And the partner's like, nothing, dude. Let's just get out of here. And he's like, no, let's go look. Coral. So they, and then they, as the good cop, our main character cop, as he turns the corner, he sees these guys that are trying to put a very large wooden crate in the back of like a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Like it obviously does not fit. It is a metal crate that says fragile upside down. There's weird stamps on it that says it's been to a couple different countries.
Yeah.
And then they see the cop and they dip.
I think so. Yeah. Well, we need an action scene of some sort.
Well, yeah, that's the
action scene.
They leave.
They leave and he gives chase.
Yeah, because they're like, oh shit, the cop's here.
Yeah,
and they give a weird look at Carl, but then they just keep going.
Yeah,
and as they're leaving, they're like just trying to lose the cops. They hit like a speed bump, and then the box breaks.
Oh, I see. Okay,
and it falls out,
and a car chase ensues.
Oh yeah,
the crate falls out after a speed bump and blocks the cops' way, so the cultists get away. Yeah, okay.
But since like the partner is a cultist, he's like, we should just take this back to the station.
At partner's urging, they stop to investigate the crate because he's also a cultist.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. While I think the partner needs to get knocked out or hurt for some reason, so that way he's not there to really take charge of the situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like during the chase or something, they hit a particularly hard turn or something, and he hits his head on the side of the window, and that way they can call in the EMT, so Michael shows up earlier.
Okay, cool.
Cultists get away. Partner.
Yeah, maybe the cultists like shoot out one of the tires of the cop car, and like they, hit like a tree. Yeah, whatever.
They hit the pillars. A pier.
Probably a pier.
Partners, they stop to investigate the crate. They radio HQ, and an EMT is dispatched. Inside the crate is a big stone tablet with spooky runes on it.
Yeah, they could be glowing, but we can't really tell.
I don't think they're glowing yet. I think this is. I don't think they know anything supernatural. I don't think the main character knows anything supernatural is going on until the demon starts talking to him.
Okay, cool.
Or he manifests a power in some way.
So now, in classic '80s cop fashion, like maybe that the EMT's looking at the partner who's still knocked out. Main character walks over and just kind of like picks up the tablet and just looks at it.
Yeah,
right. They would do that.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Probably
they don't believe in DNA yet.
Yeah, it's the '80s. DNA is not a thing. So they're looking at this. So main character's looking at his tablet, and is that when he starts the possession? Oh, good.
They are listening to MC's girlfriend's radio show with Nightshade table, because the entire reason he gets possessed is because with Nightshade table's song, which I love, on the radio reciting the words on the tablet, MC gets possessed.
Because he happens to be touching a tablet when the magic words are
10th
said.
page, inciting incident, he's possessed immediately.
Possession.
Nope, we're not wasting time.
Not wasting time. Paragraph 1, page 10. Possession.
EMT shows up and inspects partner, says partner is okay, but looks at MC weird because EMT is secretly an angel.
Boom. Oh, I said boom.
Yeah. Great. I legitimately love this idea.
No, I think it's cool.
I'm glad we're coming back to it.
I think this is great. Yeah, when I was looking through all of our past stories, I'm like, this one we really need to spend some more time.
I was a little hesitant to do it on this show because I really wanted us to like do this for real.
To do it.
And I'm not saying we won't, because this is I think this is an idea that we both have fully formed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just yeah.
Oh, I'm happy. All right, cool.
At some point, the main character has to pull in, or at least allude to the fact that he has a mentor figure in the precinct, because a mentor figure is the one who drags him to the exorcism at the end.
Okay. Why would main character need a mentor to begin with?
Because he's relatively new.
Oh, so main character's rookie cop.
Yeah. He's still a beat cop, which is generally reserved for people who are new to the force.
I always thought beat cops were like cops that just didn't do a good job.
I mean, that too, but...
I think that's how I took it at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Because it would be kind of interesting to have a cop like at the end of his career who like gains these powers, you know, and kind of falls into it, but not like a Murtaugh where it's like, I got 2 more days on this.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of this.
Does the EMT angel sign people?
Like on their chest?
Like autographs? Oh, medical forms to approve them for procedure because he's a guardian angel. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm not your legal guardian, but I am your cosmic
I'm your
guardian.
spiritual cosmic guardian. That's our spin-off series that's going to come off of this.
Cosmic Guardians?
Cosmic Guardians.
Yeah. All right.
Guardians of the Cosmos, and then we get shut down after 3 episodes because Disney.
It's about step guardian angels. They don't really want to do it, but they're
I'm trying my best to hold this family together, you little snot.
I love my wife.
Are angels allowed to get married?
Yeah.
Do they have to become humans like in City of Angels?
No, I think as long as there's a priest present, I think that's fine. Yeah. Or anyone who's ordained.
They're not ordained? Angels can't do marriages?
I mean, if they have internet access, they can be ordained. It's the same way you
have to get ordained outside of the Christian church.
Yeah. You can just ask God for that. He's got way more.
That's true.
God's got important things going on.
God's got stuff.
Yeah. She can't just be ordaining random angels. It's like, look, what else you want? You got wings, clothes.
Okay.
Probably a spear.
Does main character call their mentor? It's like, hey, I just had a weird thing happen.
Wait, so main character grabs his tablet, and I'm guessing they get the possession because of the song.
Yes.
Right? Now, what does anything physically happen to the main character?
Not yet.
We don't see anything.
I don't think so.
We get the feeling something weird happens.
Maybe he has a vision.
And what, does he just leave?
I think maybe he has a vision where he touches it and he sees like a stone wall of fire with like, flickering shadows from flames.
Maybe
like a priest.
Maybe he sees the EMT, but like in angel form, kind of.
Face obscured so we don't give it away.
Well, I kind of have this idea of them seeing something good, but perceiving it as bad.
Okay.
Like if they see maybe Michael, the EMT guy, being surrounded by flames or something, and they go, I think this guy's like a demon or something.
Maybe,
but he was really saving somebody out of like a burning.
I like that idea for once he knows that there's something supernatural going on.
Oh, okay.
And maybe that gives him a reason to distrust Michael, but instead it's the demon inside him urging, like, that dude's an angel. Don't trust him.
I feel for him to call the mentor, there would need to be an inciting incident. Either he passes out and wakes up somewhere, or his body's taken over. Something would need to happen for him to call the mentor to be like, hey, I probably need some assistance here. So what do you see that?
What if the partner's injury is substantial enough where it's like, you might have a concussion, we're going to take you down to the hospital. And so the main character's left there and he's like, he calls his mentor, he's like, hey, my partner just got hurt, might be bad. I just had a run-in with some guys who got away. I'm feeling really down right now. Do you have any advice on what happens after this? And the mentor's just like, just keep trucking. Gives some sort of heartfelt, actual mentor advice because he doesn't know yet that Craig's involved with.
Okay, what are we trying to establish with that?
That he has a mentor.
Okay, just that this person exists.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's too many character introductions.
I don't think so, especially if this person is going to come back or be something big, Maybe if they're at the hospital, the mentor is just also just is there.
Okay.
And like pops over. He's like puts his hand on his shoulder, kind of gives him a weird look like, you are a little different, but
yeah, okay,
hang in there.
Cool.
Because I would feel like if he picked up a stone and something happened to him, either his hand is like corrupted, or somehow somebody has to either tell or see.
There needs to be a demeanor change of some sort. Okay.
And either it has to be that the viewer can see it, or somebody who knows the main character can tell. And I like the mentor, because the mentor comes up and he's like, hey, this is tough, hang in there, things are going to be okay. And then like the touch, he's like, you feeling okay? Things, it's like,
what if okay, so they take the partner away to the hospital. Craig stays behind at the docks. He's got the tablet. He has to take it into evidence. First, he calls Shania, who's doing her radio show actively, and he calls in on the air, and he's just like, yeah, I heard, blah, blah, blah. I heard, and they have some gentle flirting because she's at work, and she's kind of like, well, if people wouldn't call me at work to, and so that way we establish that they have a playful kind of like, yeah. So, for comfort, he calls into Shania's show and whines, and they engage in some gentle anonymous flirting.
Classic anonymous flirting.
Yeah. What if he goes to the precinct first to log the tablet as evidence, and the partner like kind of eyes the tablet because he knows that that's what the cult's looking for?
So, okay, what if...
Or mentor, I mean.
Oh. See, I was thinking there might be something where main character is putting the tablet into evidence, and the partner is like, wait, what happened to that? What happened to that tablet? And he's like, oh, I was about to put that in evidence. And the partner's like, listen, let me take care of that. You had a long day.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and, let me just log this. And when it gets, I guess later on when he checks on it, it's just a random rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been replaced.
Yeah.
So in order to make that timeline work, main character needs to finish his beat.
Yeah.
During which we can have the first like weird kind of like supernet, like maybe he encounters someone who is being hostile, and somehow his demon powers manifest in a minor way.
Oh, okay.
Like he thinks he looks down and he has like a rip in his shirt, but he doesn't have a stab wound. And he's like, oh, that was close.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And he like, I guess either hit somebody way too hard, or like just has that weird display of too much like power.
Not quite yet. It's still subtle.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say where like it kind of like shocks them too, where it's like, oh, like I realized I was that strong. No, I guess what you're saying
not
makes more sense.
yet.
Yeah.
I think we have it be super minor stuff first, and then eventually he like does do the thing where he like tries to hit someone or something, and it smashes a hole in the wall, or it breaks his club or something.
Yeah, like he throws his club to trip somebody, and it like gets stuck in a brick wall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the idea of like him being stabbed, and it doesn't do anything to his body, but it cuts his clothes. He's like, oh, that was close. You're lucky because I'm not feeling myself today.
Not feeling myself today. Then after his beat, he goes back to the precinct where partner is waiting for him. Partner sees the tablet and says he'll log it. MC should go home. MC agrees because
I'm guessing to make that timeline
almost off.
I'm guessing to make that timeline fit. As main character is heading to the precinct to log it, partner wakes up, asks what's going on.
I figured partner is awake when he gets hauled off. He's groggy.
Oh, okay.
Because he hit his head in the car crash. And Michael's like, hey, you're awake, you're responding, your pupils dilate. We're going to take you to the hospital just to check you.
Cool. All right.
And then they check him, they verify he's fine, and then goes back to the precinct as main character's beat is wrapping up, and is like, shouldn't you be going home? You just got hurt. He's like, I want to get back on my feet. You go say hi to Shania for me. Have a good rest of your day.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, now in plot wise, what are we trying to get to? So now we have the partner has the tablet.
Yes.
Main character is possessed.
Yes.
Now they probably just go home. Main character goes home, right?
Shania's there
Shania's
because
there.
her late night radio show is done.
Cool. All right. So what's the next thing we got to get to?
We need to show the main character becoming aware of their powers, and we need to show the partner taking the tablet to the cult and them realizing the demon is no longer in the tablet.
Okay, cool. I like that.
So I think the next one, main character goes home to see Shania, and meanwhile, partner sneaks the tablet out of evidence, replaces it, and goes to cult HQ. Brother Jeremiah, the leader of the cult, who is probably played by older man who can do menacing very well. Or woman. Malkovich?
I like Malkovich.
Hell yeah. Yeah, yes. I was thinking Giancarlo Esposito, but I like Malkovich as a cult leader.
Yeah.
I think Giancarlo, we put him in a benevolent role as Michael.
Yeah.
He's the older, gentle EMT.
I like that.
Brother Jeremiah and the rest do their intense ritual to try and get BJ possessed, but there's no demon in the tablet. Partner realizes at first they think it's just not working. We'll have a moment later on where the partner has a revelation that the main character's possessed.
Yeah, okay.
So that way it's not immediate where they're like, my partner is possessed by the demon. This way they're like, we have a little bit of time for the main character to discover what's going on. And then eventually maybe he confides in the partner, or maybe he uses his powers while the partner's around, and the partner's like, oh, we have the dolly zoom.
Yeah. Ooh, you like that. Okay, now, how far would you say we need to get to hit that first act? Because I know you said the possession's very fast, which means a lot of what we're doing here is the first, 15, 20 minutes still.
This is still within probably the 15-page, 20-page mark. At about page 25 is when the first plot point kicks in, which is where the moment of conflict pushes everything into Act 2.
Okay, so what would you like to get to by the end of Act 1?
By the end of Act 1, the main character needs to know that he's possessed by something.
So
that's when Peter Parker wakes up and he looks in the mirror and he's suddenly jacked.
Yeah. So our main character has to have a couple of days of being very good at his job, slay more aggro, and then getting up to almost being hurt.
That's the first time the demon talks to him.
To the first time he's almost hurt, after he says, "Oh, that was close," and the demon's like, "It's closer than you think."
Something like that. Yeah. All
right, cool. All right, so I think that all we really have to do is establish what it's like for this main character to have the demon inside of them, for them to start processing this additional power, and then the realization that they have this in them.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. Yeah. That's up to Act 1.
Yep. Cool. That's page 25.
All right. I like it. All right. Cool. So I think that's a really good place to stop because I think that we understand what we're doing there. We have roughly Act 1 of this figured out. Next week, we're going to hop into Act 2, a little more character development, try to see where we're going to finish up with this. I like to understand the ending so we know where to get to ultimately. But until then, if you have any suggestions or if you would like to let us know what you think about the story so far, please leave it in the comments. We would love that. Let us know. You can find Dylan at Vorpal Words on most social medias, especially Twitter, where you can find upwards of 160 characters.
280 now. They doubled it. It used to be 140. Now it's 280.
Dang.
Yeah.
I like to do a tight 160.
Yeah.
That's it. If I get over that,
that's fine.
It's no longer a tweet. What would be a fat tweet?
Status.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fat tweet.
It's a mission statement.
Check us out next week on Fat Tweets.
Fat Tweets. All right, guys. Like always, we like attention. We like people listening to us. We like trying to make something. So if you know somebody that makes something, tell them to listen to Some Nobodies because we make a whole bunch.
Come on our show and we'll interview them.
Oh, yeah.
Talking
even better.
UpStream, which is coming back in 2022.
2022, Talking UpStream. You know that. Okay, yeah. Scott Curtis, thank you so much for helping us create this thing, but also just giving us that little push that we need
Yeah.
to make some more stuff. If you want to help us out the way Scott Curtis does, we do have a Patreon that we would like other people to hang out at, which is obviously patreon.com/Some Nobodies. If you open up anything whatsoever and there is a search part to that thing, type in Some Nobodies and see all the weird stuff that we make. Dylan has procured some of his favorite podcasts under the Some Nobodies heading,
Yes,
such as Create Your Own Podventure, Silicon Angels. We have some amazing things like a podcast show.
It's so fun.
It's
just a fun listen.
We are some weird, funny people.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. We like that. And tell your friends to listen to us.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe and everything else.
Yeah.
But
push all those buttons that tell you when we do stuff.
Yeah, push some buttons. We're cool with that. Push all the buttons. We're button pushers. You might as well be as well. Any last words, Mr. Dylan?
Later, nerds.
All right.
See ya.
Well, until next time, I've been Zach. He's been Dylan. God, why is this always so hard?
I don't know.
And you've been great.
Like we've been doing this for about a year and a half now.
It's got to be the opposite, I guess.
It hasn't been in person in a while.
Oh wait, it's actually it's for real this way.
Nope, I can't reach. All right, bye.
Bye.